How advisors accidentally devalue their business. Many advisors aspire to being an investment manager rather than a financial advisor, and this can undermine the value and salability of your business. There are just two ways to stop devaluing your business, and we're going to talk about those next.
This is The Rare Advisor, proud to be a part of the Advisor Advancement Network and home of a business model supercharged by recurring and repeatable events. Your host is Mike Walters, CEO of USA Financial. He is an investment advisor representative of, and securities are offered through USA Financial Securities, member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Hey, today I want to speak to you about an important article that recently appeared in InvestmentNews. This is from August 3rd, and the title of the article is Stop Devaluing Your Business. And then specifically in the subtitle, it says, it makes it hard to develop a succession plan or sell the firm. Now, unfortunately, many advisors are unknowingly devaluing their business because many advisors, for whatever reason, they aspire to be an investment manager rather than a financial advisor. And this, in fact, can actually undermine the value and the stability as well as the salability of your business. So there are a couple of ways that you can stop devaluing your business. We're going to talk about those at the end, two ways in particular. But first of all, let's talk about what the problem is. The problem, first off, is if performance is down, if the market is down, if you're not keeping up with the indexes, you leave your client only one choice. If they want to change or make some kind of an improvement, you leave them one choice, and that is to fire you because you are the result of the performance they're receiving. Whereas a financial advisor is managing the overall portfolio and the various asset managers being assembled within that, and they may decide to swap out asset managers based upon performance or market conditions or as you're aging and the portfolio needs to change. But it's not their problem, if you will, when the performance is down. You can fire that asset manager inside of the portfolio as a financial advisor, but if I am the asset manager, if I am the investment manager, and I'm also the financial advisor, the client has no choice now but to fire me. So you put yourself in a point of jeopardy when you are playing the role of investment manager. Secondly, nobody wants to buy your job. They want to buy your business, but they do not want to buy your job. They don't have to climb inside of your head and try to figure out how and why you're making the various trades and choices within the investment portfolio and what's going to trigger this, that, or the other thing. They want something that's leverageable, something that they can duplicate, something that they can get economies of scale from. And that's point number 3. You lose your economies of scale. You lose your ability to duplicate yourself or to leverage yourself when you are playing the role of investment manager inside of your own practice. Now, for you, that might be a choice as to how you want to run your business. But when we're talking about someday wanting to sell that business, this becomes a huge problem because nobody wants to step inside of your shoes and have to do that job. They want to be able to leverage the business they're buying. Remember, those buying a business are investors. They are investing in that business. They're not trying to buy a job. They're investing in a business. And in order to invest in that properly, they want to get ongoing leverage. They want to be able to have systems and processes in place, and they need economies of scale. So there's some really interesting comments. You might want to check this article out yourself. Let me just read to you the important catch points within this. Now, I don't normally like to read on something like this, but this is important. You're going to want to hear this. So here we go. If most professional money managers can't outperform the indexes, neither can advisors and financial planners. And aside the question of whether this sort of active management provides any real value to a client, even if it is accretive and delivers alpha, it absolutely reduces the value of the firm. You see, if the recurring revenues generated by his practice, an advisor that they're talking about in the article, were based upon transferrable, repeatable financial planning and elite customer service disciplines, one could easily build a case that this sort of client deliverable could be handled by another financial advisor or an acquiring firm. The problem is that in his client's eyes, he alone, along with his ability to outsmart the markets, is alone what comprises the value of his firm. Any acquiring firm will look at this practice as high risk in the areas of potential portfolio losses and client attrition, and subsequently will reduce the price it is willing to pay. So what do you do? If I've described you here, what do you do? Now, if I haven't described you, you've got, a good business path to run down. You know that you want to use third-party asset managers. You want to use a TAMP platform like USA Financial Exchange. You want the technology that comes along with that so you can streamline your back office with the systems, the processes, and the technology that we afford you through USA Financial Exchange. But if I've described you and you are a plain investment manager, you really have two things to do. Number one, you can stop digging the hole. You can convert to a collection of third-party asset managers and develop the portfolios accordingly and become that financial advisor that we've been talking about. Get paid for your asset gathering, not for your asset management. Get paid for your relationship management, not for your asset management. So that's step one, or choice one. Choice two is if you really don't want to let go of being the investment manager, and some people, that's the choice they make. It's your business. You get to choose that. Just understand the negatives and the positives that come along with that. But let's say that you want to go down path number two. You do not want to let go of that investment management. Well, then you need to rebuild your practice with the right tools. You have to craft the decisions, the processes, the way you're managing that money. You have to craft it into models. And you have to be able to execute it with the same kind of prowess that an asset manager can using trade technology. Now, that's why we've built USA Financial Exchange, so that you can answer both those things. If you're asking my personal advice, you should use third-party asset managers. But you're not always going to listen to what Mike has to say, and that's okay because you're an entrepreneur and it's your business. So if you're going to go down the other path, then I would encourage you to listen to what I have to say here. And that is use the financial tools that are out there but are difficult to find. That's why we built USA Financial Exchange. If you come onto that platform, what happens is we turn over the keys to the kingdom, so to speak. We've built out the technology so that you can actually run models as if you are an asset manager on that particular platform. So you can run them as a model, which means you get all the systems and the processes and the trade technology to execute across the models rather than onesie-twosie within the accounts or within the individual portfolios or any other way you have to slice and dice in order to stay on top of your clients' investment models for them. Investment portfolio, I should say. It's the conversion over to the right fit with tools and models and the systems and processes necessary to support a model-driven investment business. So there's your two choices. If you want to stop devaluing your practice, A, start using third-party asset managers. B, recraft it using the right tools and executing at the model level. Or C, there is actually a third choice, blend those two options together. Use third-party asset managers for the areas in which you don't have ultimate expertise, and then use the modeling technology to access the niches in which you do have the expertise and you do want to play investment manager. So it's a lot to digest, but it's a super important subject because it can make or break the ongoing value of your practice.